For the first time in human history, crime disappeared from the world. No theft, no lies, no violence, no prisons, no fear. People walked through streets that were perfectly safe, yet something was missing. This is Soren. He has never known fear, anger, or the chaos that once ruled humanity. For him, the world has always been calm, predictable, and orderly. But calm can feel empty. Soren wakes up to a city bathed in the soft light of dawn. He stretches, glances at his reflection, and notices a fleeting unease. A thought stirs inside him, unfamiliar, unwelcome, but alive. He steps into the streets. People greet him with polite smiles, but their eyes seem hollow, almost mechanical. Conversations flow without emotion. Even laughter is muted. Soren, to himself, it's too quiet, almost empty. He continues walking to work, passing shops with open doors and shelves untouched. No locks, no alarms. Everything in this world is safe, perfectly safe. But perfect has a price. Long ago, humanity struggled to survive. Crime was a constant shadow. Streets were dangerous. Violence was ordinary. Governments imposed laws, built prisons, punished wrongdoers. Yet crime persisted, unstoppable and relentless. Then, the solution came. A chip implanted in every human brain, designed to erase aggression, desire to harm, criminal intent. A small device, but powerful enough to reshape civilization. From the moment it was activated, the world changed. No riots, no thefts, no murders. Children could play freely. Streets were open, shops unlocked, police no longer patrolled, and humanity finally felt safe. But safety came at a cost no one saw at first. For Soren, the difference was subtle. A hesitation in a smile, a lack of passion in a conversation, an emptiness where emotion should have been. It was nothing he could name, yet everything he felt. As he continues his morning, walking among the calm citizens, a single thought lingers in his mind. This world is perfect, but it doesn't feel human. I used to think this world was perfect. No crime, no danger, no fear. But after a while, I started noticing strange things. Every day feels the same. I wake up, I eat breakfast, I walk to work, I smile at people, they smile back. Always polite, always calm, always the same. Sometimes I wonder if we're all following one big invisible script. One morning, I decided to test something. I walked into a cafe and waited for the cashier to make a mistake. Spill coffee, drop a cup, forget my order, anything. Nothing happened. She handed me my drink with a perfect smile and said, "Have a peaceful day, Soren." I said, "You too." And somehow, that felt boring. At work, nobody argues, nobody complains, nobody even jokes too loud. When someone laughs, it sounds like they practiced it. I once told a bad joke on purpose, a really bad one. Everyone laughed at the exact same time. That's when I thought, okay, this is weird. There are no police cars anymore, no alarms, no locked doors. Kids play in the streets without parents worrying. Shops leave their money on the counter. You could take it, but you won't. You can't. The chip in our heads won't allow it. People say this is freedom, but sometimes it feels like a cage with soft walls. I remember asking my friend, "Do you ever feel angry?" He looked at me like I asked him if the sky was green. He said, "Why would I feel angry?" Good question. Without crime, we also lost something else. We lost surprise. We lost risk. We lost choice. Nobody can decide to do wrong, so nobody can decide to be truly good either. One afternoon, I saw a man trip and fall. Everyone rushed to help him in perfect order. No panic, no shouting, no chaos. It was kind, but also strange, like robots pretending to be human. And then a thought hit me for the first time. What if peace isn't supposed to feel this quiet? I don't want crime. I don't want violence. But I do want to feel real. And for the first time in my life, I started to wonder what the world was like before the chip. A world with danger. A world with mistakes. A world with choice. And somehow, I wanted to see it. I kept seeing the same girl in the same quiet place every day. She never smiled like the others. She just stood there, watching the streets as if she was searching for something. One afternoon, I finally spoke to her. "My name is Soren," I said. She looked surprised, then replied, "I'm Lyra." After that, we started meeting again and again. We talked about small things at first. The weather, the streets, the silence. Then one day she said, "Do you ever feel like you don't belong in this calm world?" I looked at her and said, "Every day." That's when I knew I wasn't alone. Weeks later, she told me about a place at the edge of the city, a restricted area, tall walls, bright lights, machines walking around like guards. People called it the Harmony Center. Nobody was allowed inside. Nobody asked questions. So we started watching it. Every evening, we sat far away and studied the robots. When they moved, when the lights changed, when doors opened. We even drew a little map. I said, "We look like people planning a picnic." She said, "A very dangerous picnic." One night, we chose our moment. The wind was loud. The robots moved slower. The side gate opened for a few seconds like it always did. We slipped inside. The place was cold and quiet. Long halls, screens glowing, machines humming like they were breathing. We hid behind a metal wall as two robots passed by. My heart was beating so fast I thought it would betray me. We reached a control room. One screen suddenly turned on. A man appeared. Gray hair, tired eyes, a lab coat. "If you are seeing this," he said, "then I am already dead." He explained that the chip was made to stop crime, but it also softened every strong feeling. Love, anger, fear, courage, all turned down low. He said every baby received the chip in hospitals at birth. Adults were forced to take it too. Parents were told it was for safety. "We did not remove crime," he said. "We removed choice." Lyra found a small device on the table. It was marked Control Core. "This is proof," she whispered. The moment she picked it up, red lights flashed. An alarm screamed. Robots turned toward us. "Run!" I shouted. We followed the path we planned for weeks. Left turn, dark hall, small door. One robot almost caught Lyra's jacket, but she slipped free. We jumped through a narrow exit and rolled into the night. We didn't stop running until our lungs burned. Back in the quiet city, we looked at the device in our hands. The world thought it was safe, but we knew the truth. Lyra asked softly, "If people find out, what will happen?" I stared at the lights of the city and thought, maybe tomorrow, everything changes.
We barely made it out alive. The night air never felt so heavy. Lyra and I ducked behind an alley wall, panting, holding the control core between us like it was the last thing keeping the world from crumbling. "I can't believe we pulled it off," I whispered. She smirked. "Yeah, barely. And nobody saw us, right?" I laughed nervously. "Except every robot and drone in a 5-mile radius." For the next few days, we stayed low. The drones were everywhere, scanning constantly for the control core. Even the quietest street felt like it was watching us. We hit it, examined it, trying to understand what it could really do. Each beep, each faint hum, made my stomach twist with curiosity and fear. "Now what do we do with this?" I asked one evening after weeks of planning our next move. Lyra tilted her head. "We could expose it. Everyone deserves to know." I shivered. "Or we could keep it hidden. Peace is safer." She frowned. "Or we could try to disable the system. One chance to actually give people choice." We decided to test it. Slowly. Not immediately. First, we learned how to handle it, what its small functions did, how it reacted. The first experiment was cautious. A small effect on a street performer 2 nights later. When the device hummed, his energy shifted. He laughed louder, gestured wilder. The crowd stared. Some excitement, some chaos. The first real taste of freedom. Then the red lights flared. Alarms blared. Drones swarmed from the rooftops, scanning for movement. I hissed. "Run!" Lyra shouted. We bolted through narrow streets, ducking behind walls, jumping over fences, barely staying ahead of the drones. One almost grabbed Lyra's backpack. I pushed her out of the way just in time. Sparks flew from a generator we knocked over. My heart was pounding so fast I felt it in my teeth. Finally, we dove into an abandoned warehouse, panting, soaked in sweat, the red lights fading behind us. The control core still hummed quietly in her hands. We slumped against the wall, catching our breath. "The world thinks it's safe," Lyra said, voice low. "But we know the truth." I looked at her, the city glowing outside, calm and empty. "If people find out," I said, "the world could fall apart, or finally wake up." And I knew one thing for certain. Tomorrow, nothing would be the same. We returned to our quiet place, an old abandoned house at the edge of the city, broken windows, cracked walls, a place no drones cared to watch. It felt strange knowing the whole world could change from here. Lyra placed the control core on a small table and turned it toward us, like a camera. It hummed softly, like it was breathing. "Once we turn this on," she said, "there's no going back." I smiled nervously. "I think the world needs a little noise." I touched the panel. In 1 second, every screen in the city came alive. Phones buzzed in people's hands. Huge TV screens on tall buildings switched from news to my face. Even the street signs blinked and changed. I looked into the light of the control core and finally said the words I had been holding inside. My voice echoed across the city. Long ago, crime ruled the world. People were scared, so scientists created a chip and placed it in every newborn child at hospitals. It was meant to stop violence, to stop hate, to stop dangerous thoughts before they could grow. And it worked. But it did more than that. It changed feelings before we could understand them. It decided what was right and wrong inside our minds. Not with laws, but with control. We were told it would keep us safe, but safety came with silence. We were not healed. We were edited. If you feel strange right now, that means you are human. Only then did the city react. People stopped walking. A man dropped his toolbox. A woman froze in the middle of crossing the road. Children looked up at the giant screens in silence. Faces changed. Some looked confused. Some laughed nervously. Some touched their heads like they were waking from a long dream. Guards stood still, hands shaking. Drones hovered above the streets, but they did not attack. They only watched. For the first time, the city felt unsure. Then the alarm started. Red lights flashed across the buildings. Robots traced our signal back to the quiet house. Lyra grabbed my hand. Time to go. We ran through the back room, down a narrow tunnel hidden under the floor. Behind us, metal footsteps thundered closer and closer. But when the robots reached the house, it was empty. Days passed. The world did not collapse, but it was no longer silent. People whispered in the streets. Guards hesitated before giving orders. Drones still flew, but slower, like they were thinking. The system was still there, but it was cracked. I looked at Lyra and said quietly, "We didn't end it, but we woke it up." She smiled. That's how change starts. For the first time in my life, the city felt alive. They controlled our minds, but they forgot one thing. We can still choose.